Just realised my mic was turned off. Just gotta wait for my stream to show up for me on YouTube. Yep, it's shown up. Let's go. Let's continue from where we left off. Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something in here stands out, like, imagine an ideal picture. Just recall. I miss that joke he sung. That's not what I mean, I'm not a... Anyway, am I the only one who feels like something stands out, like I saw some from the whole picture? Yeah, glad you brought it up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Rodia? So, what's so off about this place? Isn't it obvious? Where all the complimentary snacks go? What's that weird mystery table at the center of the room? That is kinda weird though. What's that table doing there? Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. So it is any better in... What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made it inside the building. I need to turn down my headphones because for some reason it makes it very hard to speak at the moment if I can hear myself. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of the table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the walls leaves an unidentified black substance on one's fingers. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be construction of this structure? Well, my guess is that the maintenance staff's been slacking. Maybe, but why is everything so neatly organized if that's the case? I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone a while without a tidy up. At least it appears to each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, Executive Manager, we may be able to rest here. What are you doing, Pumpkin? What are you doing, girl? Where's your good little puppy? Huh? Where's your good little puppy? You're so adorable. You want me to put you on the bed? Yeah, I'll go put you on the bed, girl. There we go, my dog is now on my bed, and I'll return. I guess they really didn't have the time to clean up. Jia Zhixun, the last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby, stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. I'm not even sure what to say to this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scattering remark. It ain't the first time we sauntered right into some shady business in it. Let's just cross the bridge when we come to it, yeah. I guess anyone can tell that there was something definitely wrong about that guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumbered to the floor. Vociferous expressioning their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it is pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our head. In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's close of business. I've never had this announcement outside the bus before. Oh right, I hereby confirm today's closure of business for the sinners. Understood, thank you kindly. Starting now, you all will be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. So they have 12 hours of work a day, followed by 12 hours of rest. Huh. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own ways. Some stumbled into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. Save for Otis, that is. Got something to say, Otis? Yes, Executive Manager. It's about our guy, Queen Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier. Seems like you guys were getting along pretty well. This was simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? G'day, Dorahig. Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual has an informational advantage over us when it comes to this location. Regardless of how sound the accusation we came up with earlier were, he would have been able to explain them all while using his familiarity with the region. I have no idea, but it's probably soon. It's probably like a month or two away, considering we got this. I saw as the party with an informational disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with the individual and go along with their plan while trying to dig out as much intel as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy totally won you over. Executive Manager, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine that I would be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overly yeah, it's nothing. Otis' disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself as though she remembered that there were more important matters at hand. While it is uncertain as to how long the individual will be accompanying us, it would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Honglu and Jiabayoi. I present the fact that it was Pilot, the inexperienced greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection as another evidence supporting the suspicion. Yet another reason Pilot should have died in that conto. I still do not like him. That's also true. Faust also has information to share. Faust joins the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits across acts of violence within residential areas. It's kind of an obvious lie. Why would a corporation even bother with that taboo? I mean, sure, I'm pretty sure there are some weird taboos, but that's weird as that idea is the weirdest out of all of them. Especially in a building. Especially in a building in itself. Then that also has to be. It is too early to come to conclusions regarding that matter. I would admit it would be quite funny to see the sinners get in a bar fight. I would imagine that either Heathcliff or I'd imagine that Heathcliff would probably make a Molotov cocktail if he was in a bar fight. It appears that this area, Honglu, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. Get a TBS rolling. Welcome to my stream. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely also a part of their plan. It may very well be that this building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about this particular back streets to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that they have severely underestimated our capabilities given the low caliber of the assailants they decided to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is that mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap, Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. Yeah, no offense, but I really don't trust kiss asses. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little more about Jingtao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. Yes, I do have played Library of Ruina. I am currently trying to beat Lobotomy Corporation before I continue Library of Ruina. I think I got up to Hod. Yeah, I think, wait, yeah, I got up to Hod. No, did I get up to? I either got up to Hod or Chizit. I mean, no, Chizit. No, wait. I don't remember if that's his actual name. The blue guy that makes coffee. I don't know if I got up to him or Hod. What contour was this? This is the... it's the one that... yeah, 7.5. Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was actually what it was called, because there was another intervallo before this. I realized that Honglu was missing as I was spending time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into his room. So I walked to the exit about to look for Honglu outside and ran into Jie Shun. Yeah. Oh no, this one's after La Manchelan. And Wei Hu decided to stay in the room close to the door. I love it when cans of Pepsi are frozen. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Honglu. And he forgot that they can't understand him. Right, I can't understand what you're saying. Well, that sounds more like a you problem than a me problem. Oh, right. When it came to conversing without the sinners, I found that there are two types of people. The first type usually say whatever is on their mind without posing for a caring to hear my reply. Oh no, I do agree. Kanto 6 is very fire. I still hate this one. I still hate this character. Their boss fight was horrible. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it also oddly insulting, as it feels as though they don't recognize me as a human. I know he didn't. He saw you as some kind of a toy that he used to have in the past. Or was it him? I don't remember. Well, you can't blame her for wanting to kill the whale. You can blame her for getting her entire crew killed and brainwashing them to be just as insane as her. You can blame her for that. And the other type is the one that reads me so well that they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. Virgilius falls into that later category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expressions like how Don Quixote does. Yeah. I just noticed some of the scars on Virgilius's fingers. I knew that he had scars on his hands, but I didn't notice the ones on his fingers. And Jie Shun, who saw through me with that short exchange. Okay, let's see. Just look to get some early morning air. Does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, why are you bothering replying, Dante? No, not really. I'm just looking for Honglu because I haven't seen him in a while. Ah, okay. I have not seen much of Leviathan. I think I've only seen up to just when Virgilius and his office goes into the ring's pocket dimension. Ah, okay. Yeah. Wait, wouldn't Dante's breathing be the fire on his head? Because you'd think that would be consuming all the oxygen. If there is a respiratory function. You're shaking your head, so no. Then are you looking for something to eat? That is the most idiotic idea I have ever heard. Does it look like he has a mouth? She's a new one. The type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it not be wise to wake or find someone who may be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it were something important. I'm kind of curious though, what was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? Oh yeah, nah. I think, undoubtedly, Limbuscompany will head to the library, because we're getting golden bows. And the library would definitely have at least one of those things, if not more. So probably heading to the library would be an event would be inevitable in some way or form. Although it would be kind of funny watching all the sinners get their butt kicked by Roland and the Red Mist. You brought your index finger up to your cheeks. Well, Honglu always smiling. So I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps there was an effort to express cuteness or beauty. What? No, I was just trying to express a smiling face. Oh no, this isn't going to be easy, is it? They're TikToking a lot more virtually. Hey, I think you're onto something. These two are idiots. This conversation was starting to veer into a completely unintended territory. After a bit of trial and error. I see, you're looking for my big brother, huh? Hey. I thought they were gonna make a fourth game as well in the series, because I heard something about that at some point. But to be fair, that could be completely wrong. I just remember hearing something about them also planning on making another game. We took some very roundabout ways, but I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. It makes sense that they skip right to this, because it would be insanely hard to try to make a conversation that would get her to understand, considering how much of an idiot she seems to be when it comes to understanding the clock. Well, if he's who you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far from there, if he even left. Huh? Okay. That's interesting. So that's what you were trying so hard to communicate. Yishun was strangely enough disappointed and inspired by my reply. I did have something to tell you too, but never mind, I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this at another time. I was curious, but it would also take ages for me to ask how she's feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance. Or back to the back entrance. And found Honglu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing here? People watching. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Honglu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Honglu. It really is. I'm back at H Corp and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all. Well, that depends on what kind of team you're running, really. If you're running a blade team, then you want to grab the priest. Because I think they also work very well with Manager Don. And if you have a burn team, it's better to get the Fire Fist office. So it's either what do you want to build? Like, do you want to build a burn team or do you want to build a blade team? Because they're both very good. That's really all the comments. That's all really I can say, unfortunately. Because I actually don't have either of the characters, unfortunately. I think I spent a bunch of money trying to get all of the blood fiends, but I wasn't able to get the priest, but got all the others. Because I do not wish for anything from Limbuscompany. Really? I'm not like Yi Sung, I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it may be, something that will shake you to your very core, even if you don't wish for anything. Going through something like that could. Probably yes, but it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me, or to those around me, I only... A loud boisterous bellow suddenly cuts Honglu off even before he could finish his sentence. Oi! Let's go of me. Just listen to the sod talking and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that. Dang it, lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Okay. The burn units I have for my team that I'm using, if it helps, is the LCE Faust, Hammer and Nagel, Sinclair, and Mersault Fire Fist Office, if that helps. Gregor and Heathcliff, who were most likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Couldn't you be patient for even a few minutes before bursting out here? How long have you two been listening from the very start? Course, I thought it would. He was finally making some sense at first, but what's that? That you're used to being following others' will? I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody hell, I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, bug bloke, am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? Why does my mic keep doing that? I'm gonna unplug it and replug it in. Testing. Okay, I've replugged it in. Hopefully that fixed it. I think I'm practicing plenty of patience, but despite you calling me bug bloke out of nowhere, so yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Anyway, sorry about listening in, fellas. I let you in on some big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly, so I stared at him in silence and pointed at a pillar in an exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind the pillar, manager bud? It's either Don Quixote or Otis. With that, two familiar figures stumbled out into view from behind the pillar. I was wrong! Why the hell is Ryoshu behind there? I'd maybe understand Sinclair, but why Ryoshu? How could you betray us like that, Gregor? B-W-A-H-A. Bad, weak, and highly annoying good night snooze fest, she says. Oh, what, did I get that wrong? I never said GNS. When did you get a FU? Ryoshu looked at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. And with an uncharacteristically wet noise from something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped onto the floor, followed by Rogia and Oshis crashing down after it. Is Don the only one that didn't decide to eavesdrop? GTFO. Didn't realize I had garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was for the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I am not like the others who have followed you merely to satisfy their curiosity. Why is my mic continuously making that sound? I've got no idea why. You know. Forgot how long the cord was. Okay, it appears that that fixes it somehow. No idea how. Me, I was just bored. Then shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone back to your rooms now. Yeah, Dante is completely reasonable in that assertion. Anyway, we can now do a pull, so let's do one. And we got nothing. Knew it. Oh well. Gambling. Yep, gambling. Gotta love it. Kinda disappointed I haven't fought any sweepers yet. Support. Grab that. Do the mirror dungeon. I might do the mirror dungeon this stream. I've just got to come do this. I don't have any slasher units for these guys. I'll replace you with Fire Fist. Too low. Manager Don is the only one that's high level. Ah, okay. After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all on my own. Ah, okay. What team did you pick? Okay. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I wanted Dawn Officer Sinclair for my burn team, but I wasn't able to get him during Walpurgis night, because I had decided to try to get him halfway through, and ended up missing it. Oh. Yeah. Burn teams are very good for damage, in my opinion, because I've had a full bleed team for quite a while now, and burn, even though I don't have a full team of it, seems to do a lot more damage. Are you absolutely certain, Executive Manager? Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch on the bus anyway. That is true, however, we are currently in an uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. Wait a second, do the sinners get paid money? Like, do they have a paycheck? Because if they do, it really seems like Otis is trying to get overtime. Hey, we're literally right next door to them. It takes like less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in an emergency? Not now, babushka. Decamp. Babushka decamp. Let's get out there here. Oh yeah. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allowed my shoulders to slump for once. I didn't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I needed some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've gotten somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. And the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but sure did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment to rest. So I think of the star before the great gates which I face with every revival. I witness its intrinsic engravings and feel its silent reverberations. Yet, the gate of hell is missing the sign, abandon all hope ye who enter. I'm pretty sure this door is a direct reference, just like Dante to Dante's Inferno. Even after a whole year, I am still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent, but by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. Also, the wind is quite cold and crispy tonight. Dante's Divine Comedy, I think it's called. But yeah, because it's separated into a few different parts. The first one going into hell, which I think's the Inferno. I'm pretty sure anyway, I'm not 100% sure. And Dante directly walks into the gate. Wait, that's weird. That's weird. Wind? What's a sudden chill? Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unclenched and left my window wide open like that, and if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Also, the fact you're in a massive building, that wind would reasonably not be able to get into. So how the hell are you feeling wind? Besides, this chill isn't coming from the front of me. I slowly turn around to look at where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and an intruder slinking through the newfound opening. Who are you? Although driven by some unknown survival instinct, I rolled out of bed. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I do know there are sweepers, but I don't know when they show up. But there was already a blade right at my neck and head met. It's steel and sheer cold. Just a little nudge and I'd be dead even before I could even make a tick. I remember how worried Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret and about not listening to Otis' advice. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock CIH, don't you think? CIH. Yeah, I don't know what it says. Well, so it must be a pathetic blade if a sheathed sword can basically go against it. Ryoshu leaped down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away from me. Ryoshu! Snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with various paint-like fluid. just as I thought earlier during my conversation with Honglu. Executive Manager, are you unarmed? And Otis peeking out from the gap. Otis was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that? Enjoy your sleep, Roland. Thanks for coming. It is greatly appreciated. Shut up and help me. I thought this one was just some beast with steel. I could have cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company, equally defanged and depowered, if you will. I suddenly recalled Hoheim's commentary back at the LCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. NFW, what is happening? Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed at Ryoshu's neck. A beast of a hay-shell pack. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into the fathom still. Ah, no. The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd incantation. Little shit, a talisman. Wei, get it together, my lady. Just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense, Jie-shun leaped into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Were you going to let the bastard finish that stupid spell? They almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady. It seems that I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heishao. You serve me now. Got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady, my apologies. I fell limply to the bed with the sudden elevation of stress and pressure. Hey, I can't understand them anyway. I managed to stop the assailant before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Got it, I don't think there was anyone else in here. Let's switch the light on. Click. Then the lights came on and we saw this one. This one's from a Mayo branch, isn't it? There was a black bamboo hat wearing assassin on the ground. The wall. The walls that appeared solid before we all went to sleep were now melting away as if there were a vicious fluid. There is something wrong with this building. I knew that they must have done something to the building, but how is a Heisho here? This whole operation gotta be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarchy contestant. What I don't understand is why the Mio branch. There are better Hyoshu branches to use if all they wanted was to cut off the clock's head. Then they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct, this one is from the Mio branch of the Heisho pack, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building. Though not at the scale of the G branch, the Mio branch always moves in groups. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in the Kentan, including you, my lady. Then we've got to get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want even a chance of surviving this. Dante! Sinners burst into my room, slamming the door open again. Thou thank me later if you don't move out. If we don't move our asses, we're good as dead, Way. Yes. We don't have the time to contact the main force of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? We will be done, my lady. Jie Chun and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as soon as they saw the sinners enter, as though they've been waiting in here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Salt was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame to have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely that they utilize the identical means of infiltration for each sinner. Oh right, were you attacked by the bamboo-headed assailants too? Their rank number many, Esquire, yet for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Verily, we were I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through their guts. So what he said about how fighting indoors was a taboo. Yes, a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile curs to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct, besides. There's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. Those are some interesting blades.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오. 제 불을 따라오십시오.
I hate unbreakable coins.
불쌍하게 울부짖는 거.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요, 단테. 적합한 조치였습니다.
I probably should use a different assault identity.
이것까지 당신 탓을 할 수는 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 텐데.
Don Quixote is dead.
이것인가? 헤어내리. 불쌍하게 울부짖는 거.
수감자를 고기 조각으로
I'm just gonna click one right at this point.
당신만 괴로울 텐데 부작이 여기서 쓰러진다면 시계를 돌리는 게 얼마나 비옥해진 것 아닙니까?
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하리요. 보는 맛이 나겠군. 일 처리면서 마르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
헤어내리. 내가 죽어도
Yep, I got my butt kicked.
묘난
It's been a while since that happened.
제 실패가 흑수의
The
실패는
failure is not the failure of our Heisho pack. I am but one of many beasts,
아무것도
but I am
아닌 자.
nobody. Nothing at all. More will arrive in droves to erase this failure. Let's try middle, brother.
카니발 타임.
Already read this. I will admit this music is a banger.
불안과 공포 그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는
떨거지
것입니다.
잘라낸다.
Come on.
엎드리도록.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
검나를 내게 바쳐주지. 여기가 엽석이군.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 단
Yeah, the middle brother's gonna die.
적합한 조치였습니다.
꿰뚫리고.
간당 목숨줄만 붙어있군. 곧 끝장낼 수 있을 것 같은데 소감자들로 효율적인 마무리
겁나.
명령하시겠지.
내게 바쳐주지.
자,
Now let's have a
맛볼
taste.
시간이다. 실밥이 터졌나?
간당
Offense level minus 10, defense level.
곧
Next
끝장낼
next
수
turn
있을
ends gain
것
5 haste next
같은데
turn replaced
소감자들로
replaced by 1 at turn
효율적인
end.
마무리를 명령하시겠지요, 단테.
검나를 내게 바쳐주지.
자, 숨통 끊기. 꿰뚫려라. 슛!
여기가
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
그 정도 각오로
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지
One
않은
right.
성과.
흑승 뒷박질 충분. 기원을 갖지는 그대로 무너져라.
확실히 훌륭하군. 5번
제가 봤습니다.
덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
Oh my arm.
이 칼날이 마침내
Let this blade find its way into his black heart.
박히게 된다면 좋겠어.
뒷박질 시간.
Straight into another battle.
의심, 암귀, 불안과 공포 그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는 것입니다.
검나를 내게 바쳐주지.
기대해라.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 단테. 적합한 조치였습니다. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지. 기대하고 있겠습니다, 단테.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지. 기대하고 있겠습니다, 단테.
겁나 내게 바쳐주지. 여기가 엽석이군.
실밥이 터졌나? 따뜻하. 실밥이 터졌나? 자! 숨통 끊기.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고 오는 것이 아닙니다, 단테. 이런 부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 하! 흐름에 피가 뚫리고.
여기가 엽석이군.
기원을 갖지는 없고 그대로 무너져라.
Yes.
무기를
골치
만드는
아픈
것만
것들이
내가
고깃
어머니가
조각이
끼얹었어.
되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
가족을 위해. 기원을 갖지는
그래,
그대로
그렇게
무너져.
시원하게 처리하니
가치 없군.
보는 맛이 나는
죽어라.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
이 전투의 명예 따위에 기대하고 있는 이제 보자.
산초류 경을 온 라샹. 끝을 낼 시간이다. 쏟아내라.
There we go. Don probably got the most damage. I think we're safe for now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us at full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Where did Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here. Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to espy if the other sinners had suffered, as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves well against the curs, and shall be here post haste yet. Not everyone survived, huh? Young Sinclair and Yisung, while it appears that they had risen and battled, they were caught unawares by the foes. 'Tis likely that their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff, isn't that fella our resident mob fighting expert? How did they ever get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff. What's got you so gobsmacked, lass? I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. And someone's at my door. And I'm back. I have returned. Yeah, I had to go do something. Sorry. I recall. Did thou turn the clock for him already, Manager Squire? No, not yet anyway. Blimey, so that's what this funny itch on the back of my... Heathcliff reached to rub the back of his head, then crumpled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore, he's dead. How did he even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole on his head? Young Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, Manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. We must also join the others as soon as possible and assist them. They are sound of altercations coming from the lobby. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Sometime later. Whoa, please hold on a moment. You. I can still see some people inside the lobby, which was also in a bizarre process of melting away. Among them I noticed Jia Chung clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of the Heisho pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo hat wearing assailant stood. I see that you have tracked me down, so certain of your own safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood Jing Tao, our supposed collaborator, who led us here, and Wei, who was threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. Ah, it's you. I suppose out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lacked the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I had completely won you over. You must know that at H Corp there is but one path to survival and riches. Choosing a family hierarch candidate and serve them with utmost loyalty. But who in their right mind would serve young Master Bayo? He who has grown up with no hardship, he who didn't process even a single speck of ambition. You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? Are you rich, boy? Or are you going to sit there and let that bloke talk shit to your face? But he's right that I don't have any ambition. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have anyway? Okay, everyone shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Wei, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Heisho pack. So speak, which master do you choose to serve? Who controls them? So they are curious. Stay your sword, Zilu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Young master, are you certain this is wise? Worry not, they're destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyway. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course were they to witness me. The voice soon revealed himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Seriously, you? I see you're... Allow me to grace your ignorance with exalted name. I am Yehu of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarch. I know, it was you. I thought it'd be done.
주인공 의상이 오늘따라 한층 더 돋보이는.
Anyway, I am...
누구 작품이겠나?
Oh, no, there's only 3 more. I was gonna go, but there's only 3 more.
이제야 책임은 모두 내가 진다. 나를 불렀나?
사냥감을 찾은 건가?
말뚝을 쑤셔 넣어주죠. 소재가 형님
의뢰가 들어왔나요?
이번에 다들 연장 챙기죠.
오늘은 얼마나 찢을까?
Prominent. But of course, I claim control of the branch of the Heisho pack. While you were wasting your time out there searching for the river of immortality or whatever. I don't even know where I'd even start to refute your brain-dead accusation. This is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So who is it, Big Brother Han? Nah, I can't imagine he'd even be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teat you've been suckling on to gain control of the Mayo branch, because we both know for sure that there's no way in hell you have the means to control them, right? You little twerp. Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Jihue. It doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. Agreed, I can tell by just the look on the traitor that the physiognomy of a deceiver. This is a waste of time. Hey Zilu, cut them all down. The mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in an open battle to take the lives of hierarch candidates was not what was agreed upon. What the blah blah blah, just shut up and do as you're told. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. Okay, well, I've got to try finishing this stream off now as fast as I can. A Heisho had no voice. Heeds no voice but that of the one who holds their leash. Looks like she doesn't even control these guys. There's an apt saying oft invoked in the East: a fox may pretend to the throne, but only with blessing of the tiger. Shut up over there. Damn it, this Heisho pack is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Master Jihu, the Heisho pack was here merely as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... True. This is fine, I have other plans to sweep you all away. This is the second time this individual has made an odd emphasis on a variation of the word sweep. What are you saying, that you bribe the sweepers or something? While their reaction may appear suspicious, that suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. Right, yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, let alone entering any designated residential areas during the night in the back streets. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure the Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yes, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. That sound the mood. Come, let us leave. I had only intended to have them see my face after all. Too bad they won't even remember them in a few days once they all get swept away. Master Jiao. We best leave before any more unnecessary words are said. Faust is right, these guys are acting way too suspicious to not have some scheme brewing back there. So overly suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to use this reverse psychology on us into walking right into their trap. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that always works. Faust had intended to make the suggestion first, but it appears that you share the idea. Yep, so Otis. Yes, executive manager. We have 12 sinners, Jishun and Wei on our side, and I don't think that so-called Mio branch are willing to fight, which means that we only have 3 enemies, Shizuo and our guide, and Zilu the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on over there? What's the TikTok noises? Our former guide seemed to have figured out what our conversation was about because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shizu before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. Oh. What is it, Honglu? Did you remember something? I did. I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family, but I remember now. You're big brother Shihu of the Shi family, right? Didn't that guy just announce that himself earlier? Anyway, Honglu, I'm going to get this guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that going to be okay with you? He's not from my family, but I'm sure big brother Shihu will be happy to answer your questions. Great, another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start with the battle, right? Well, that's going to be so cool here. Oda said something like this once. The event, if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's word may be deciding factor in who wins and loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from a book Honglu once lended me. It was a general who said it, I believe. Destroy them all.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
Neutral. Favor.
기대하고 있겠습니다. 따태.
Is any of them attacking Heathcliff? No. So Heathcliff is basically a free hit.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
여기가 급속했군. 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
Didn't actually do a lot of damage. Let's hope he's not a negative skill user. 2025. 2023. 10. None of them hitting Heathcliff again. And I can't even offset him. Who's it targeting? Who's that attacking? That's attacking Dawn. Okay, it's been staggered.
실력을 확인해 보죠.
That means everybody jumping.
하던 대로 해보십시오.
불길 속으로.
I didn't have any egos available.
제가
Now I have egos available.
끌고 오는 것이 아닙니다, 단테.
Is that attacking? That's attacking. Otis? Where's Otis? There you are. Attacking Sinclair. That's going after Heathcliff. I can offset that. And use that. No point using any egos yet.
내게 받쳐주지.
기대해라.
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
따뜻한
Man, this dude has an absurd amount of health.
숨통 끊기.
그래서 당신을 관리자로 정하는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
That's targeting Sinclair.
있겠습니다, 단테.
That is targeting Heathcliff. No, that Heathcliff, that's targeting Gregor. It's targeting Don. That is targeting Otis. And yet again, that is targeting Heathcliff. And 3 hit. Never mind, it's not a 3 hit.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't really play I haven't played Roblox in a long time. There are some good games I know of. Haven't played any of the cave diving games. I think the only thing close was Climb Mount Everest. I only played that for an event with a YouTuber called Jameski. A strange tune crashes through the sound of this fierce battle. Is this electric dance music? Something about it seems familiar. Finally. Why is he here? Thanks to the merry chase you've led me on, I have slid ever so slightly further into the world of the bristly. Why is Ricardo here? Let's see. Title 2, Section 11, Row C. The punishment for those who dare to flee from the middle retribution begin by tearing their legs apart from the groin. I will make sure you suffer for all of my time you wasted. What the fuck is this blighter doing here? The hell's wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along? Silence when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking. I have you know that I am still banished from the world of this luxurious thanks to you who dares to pinch my hair coupons. What the hell? Where did they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, aren't you? Yeah, take him out. What an utterly insolent fool. What did you say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, a big brother of the middle. The man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing. The man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Faust, don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data at the LCE, the sinners' powers have grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chance of victory against this individual has risen to meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before it's even begun. By how much? Enough to put our faith in uncertainties. Alright then, enough with the background noises. I don't know what your business is with these thieves, but I've personally traveled all the way to the eastern part of the city because I simply must exact my vengeance against him with my 2 hands. I could have simply informed my brother in the east and let them handle this, but that just wasn't due. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it means asking a great brother for the front of the east for a favor. So you there, half pit, and his cute mini entourage, let the hell out my sight. The middle book of vengeance comes first. Half pit, this dude's gonna die. Scare me at all, use your cheap hairdo and the garnish as hell botched dye job. You're in H-Corp turf for now, I am. He's dead. Whoa, just whoa, bloody hell mate, that messed up. He's far too absorbed in his own foolishness to see he's walked into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't controlled with wrath even after enduring that barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Impressive. You just set a new record. Yes. Probably a white knight could at least take out one in a fight. Assuming that it's not being, assuming it isn't being suppressed by the Quilloff suppression system. You are the current record holder of how fast can I get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance challenge. Boy, you did it in 15 seconds. Then, with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his Book of Vengeance, opened it, and began to write something down on the paper, slowly and deliberately, as though to make each stroke of the pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaw apart myself as punishment. Boys, make sure that this little band of thieves won't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. What the hell is that asshole talking about? Hey, Zillu. Actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately, the punishment of all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crime shall be complete and totally extermination. I think we can slip away unnoticed in this mess. Yeah, I don't think we've got much of a chance there. Ricardo practically rocketed towards where Zillu and Shihu were standing in a burst of speed. But his henchmen had already begun to slowly surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, everyone. Payback time for what happened at the Great Lake. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle with that son of a bitch. We gotta fight some middles. I'll try and save up my egos for when we actually have to fight Ricardo.
겁나를 내게 바쳐주지.
따뜻.
암귀, 불안과 공포, 그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금이 적기라는 것입니다.
흑수묘, 뒷박질 준비. 자! 숨통 끊기. 전투 감각 하나만큼은
수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만
Damn it.
고치면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
Oh well, at least it was enough to do some good damage.
그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나군.
Oh, the moment that I don't need it.
덜 답답한 법이지.
The moment where it counts, really.
고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다. 골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요,
가치
단테.
없군. 죽어.
There was an explosion noise from a distance, and a moment later Ricardo landed before us with a boom. I heard that the Heyo of the East were a tough bunch, but the lady was something else. So why'd a woman like that suddenly split from a fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book too. Time to take care of what I really came here for. Great. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves.
얼간이들이 흥겨워하는
That is punching, that is kicking, that is watch your back. And that is payback.
족쳐보시죠.
Little brother. And... Did we ever see Werner? Who's this? That is aim for the solar plexus, get crushed. Huh.
겁나. 내게 바쳐주지.
그 만찬에 집중해.
저런 광대 노름은 압도적인 힘 앞에선 그저
No more
나무짓거리일
tests.
뿐입니다만 당신에겐 커다란 벽이겠군.
가면 꿰맨끈이 떨어졌나? 흑수묘 뜀박질 춤.
Even if you are forgotten to the world, I'll get you back.
잠깐만 기다려라.
상정웨이의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠군요. 설마
This is not looking good at all.
맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
At least Don should be able to somewhat survive. What's the strongest attack? That. Which is hopeless. Shoot. Yeah, I can't, unfortunately. I do not have an apocalypse bird at my hand. Best I can do is just go after him.
겁나.
내게 바쳐주지. 천원. 해봐라.
가면 쉬운 채로
안개가 거치고 꿈속에서만 그리워하던 그 사람을 볼 수. 주라디야.
Good thing I've got substitutes.
11번. 이전 같으면 질질 짜거나 주저앉았을 텐데 최근엔 성장하긴 한 모양이군.
This ain't looking good.
그가 퍼주마.
색색이 황홀하고 아예 기억 못하게 하려는 길이구려.
Damn it, I thought I offset that.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다. 확실히 훌륭하군. 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이
환상의 세계로.
많다지.
Let's visit the World of Wonders. Which apparently did a crap ton of damage.
저런 광대 노름은
And he's getting ready to do a massive attack.
뿐입니다만 당신에겐 커다란 벽이겠군.
What? You've got to be kidding me. The one character that can actually go against that can't. Okay, who's gonna die? Heathcliff. Good luck. Well, apparently egos cannot target him. And if it's... Wait, who can...
불길 속으로.
Yep, Heathcliff's dead.
합격장.
He's got 5 health.
이게 답이 아니었다고?
Getting worse and worse by the second.
최선을 떼지 말아야 할 겁니다. 가장 먼저
Yep,
처리해야
worse and worse by the
할
second.
것이 가장 흉포한 송곳니를 드러내고 있으니까.
This is not going good at all.
오작 터뜨려주지.
이 구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지. 천원!
작품을 만들다 죽을 수 있다니.
I really hope I'm supposed to lose this fight.
관리자를 도와 반장 노릇을 하게 되었다지 발본수 감자. 지금이 키를 잡고 나설 타이밍인 것 같군.
내가 봐주마. 어라?
Okay. I really hope so. Because if I have to do this entire fight again, I'm just gonna have to end the stream.
저런 광대 노름은 압도적인 힘 앞에선 그저 넝직거리일 뿐입니다만 당신에겐 커다란 벽이겠군.
Yep, we're dead.
오작 터뜨려주지.
최선을 떼지 말아야 할 겁니다.
One health.
처리해야 할 것이
Man, this is not looking good.
중요한 송곳니를 드러내고 있으니까.
Helpless. Can't even offset the guards.
오작 터뜨려주지.
Yep.
끝나는 걸까?
않을 것이다. 중지는 기억한다.
젠장.
Well, I'm ending that here.
됐어.
I'm gonna have to end that here because that was an absolute yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to beat this guy. I have to go. I have to go do stuff IRL, unfortunately. Yep, sorry. Thank you for coming, but I have to go now. See ya, and have a nice night.